What's up, everyone? Welcome to P4P TV. This is Michael, and it's been a while, but I'm back. This bout won't come with the pomp and circumstance or ceremonial grandeur like we saw in the recent Amanda Serrano versus Erica Cruz main event at Madison Square Garden in the Big Apple in early February 2023, where the who's who of boxing turned up to watch an epic and blood-soaked war that saw 7-division champ Serrano become undisputed featherweight champion. I thought about putting down my mimosa to write a breakdown and prediction leading up to that one, but instead opted to enjoy my holiday and watch along with glee like everyone else. In stark contrast, and with not as many belts on the line, Dina Thorslund will host Argentinian Debora Lopez to defend her WBO Bantamweight title, taking place in Thorslund's homeland, Denmark, on the 25th of February. Speaking of belts, the 118-pound division is one of only a couple of divisions in the women's department of pro boxing that could use some unification bouts and champions. Ebanie Bridges, Nina Hughes and Yulihan Luna all hold a belt, and the hope is, for those that would like to see one champion stand out from the rest, unification bouts and someday even undisputed fights will occur. Dina Thorslund, which in ye olden Viking parlance translates to Thor's land, I think. Probably, but something that is definitely true. Dina will be making her third defense of the WBO Bantamweight title after claiming the, at the time, vacant belt against Mexican Yasef Noriega in 2021. That bout too was held in Denmark, which has been Thorslund's fortress throughout her pro career. As a pro, she has only fought internationally on 3 occasions. Funnily enough, her debut was a fight outside of Denmark. The 2-division champ has had 18 fights, all of them victories, with 7 coming by way of knockout. Diminutive and plucky, Dina packs a wallop in both hands, but particularly her left hook. Quick hands and a willingness to engage on the inside, Dina is crafty, both in movement and shot selection. Her jab variety is wide-ranging, from looping to straight to lunging jabs that often catches her opposition by surprise. That's her style, an ambush fighter that can both box and punch. Sleight of hand and deceptive movements are a problem for any flat-footed fighter. You better be Michael Flatley in there against her, or else she'll pounce on you like a cougar. Danish outfit TK Promotions have matched Thorslund so far in half-decent developmental fights. Bring-along fights that have helped Dina to grow in both experience and as a tactician. Fights against, for example, more experienced fighters like former WBC Super Flyweight champ Zulina Munoz helped Dina bank some rounds against the veteran. Munoz, 34 at the time, was folded like a lawn chair in the 7th round against Thorslund after Thorslund landed a vicious left hook on a pivot, which called it a night for the Mexican. It was only the 2nd time that Zulina had been stopped in her, at the time, 59th pro fight. However, at 29 years of age, 18 fights in 7 years into her pro career, crunch time has arrived for Dina to be matched against more household names. There are a lot of great fights to be made for Dina in and around 118 pounds, and matchups against the likes of, let's say, Shannon O'Connell, for example, after she recovers from her surgery, or Shannon Courtney, are both interesting fights before taking on one of the other champions. There isn't a whole lot that Dina can learn from her next opponent, Lopez, an opponent with an almost zero substance resume. Debora La Indiechita Lopez, which I believe means Little Indian in Spanish, possesses the trademark courage and grittiness that we've come to expect from fighters coming out of Argentina. And to her credit, she's fighting in a division that she has never ventured in as a pro before. The former WBO flyweight champion, a title that now resides with fellow Argentinian Gabriela Celeste Alanis, will herself be looking to become a 2-division champion, just like her upcoming adversary. Sporting a record of 20 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw, all but one of her victories come by way of knockout. In 22 fights, she has only managed to take out one opponent once, and that was early in her career at just 5 fights in as a pro. So the question is, how will she manage to keep a pressure, come forward, and ambush fighter like Dina Thorslund off of her? How will she make Dina respect her space and encourage her to keep her distance? Of course, that's a rhetorical question. She won't be able to. Instead, Lopez will have to rely on what's worked for her for most of her career: movement, both lateral and stepping in and out of range. Light and fluid footwork, circling her opposition. She's typically first to fire off the jab before stepping to the side or taking a step back. Sticking to boxing basics, she's careful to not engage too often, choosing instead to jab and move or clench when necessary. Having said that, if she finds herself in trouble and is forced to exchange, she can actually handle her business in the pocket, just not for too long. Recently, and I mention this because it's fresh in my mind, I watched Aussie rising talent Sky Nicholson against Spaniard Tanya Alvarez. Both Nicholson and Lopez have a similar pure boxing style, but where Sky is still developing her inside fighting, Lopez will engage and trade and has proven she can handle aggressive come-forward pressure fighters like, for example, Niorcas Carreño. However, she did come up short against a similar come-forward fighter in Tamara DeMarco. In fact, that was her last fight, where she lost by technical decision to DeMarco after an earlier head clash. The fight was stopped in the 9th, and unfortunately, the majority of judges had her behind on points. Her follow-up fight against Thorslund is not looking too hopeful. Thorslund is levels above DeMarco, and if Lopez struggled with DeMarco, well, you get the gist. If I'm wrong, I'm happy to enter a 3-against-3 MMA bout with Indian actor King Kong and Star Wars Crybaby on my team, but I think this could be a mismatch. Thorslund is not just apt in her ability to pressure and make her opponent uncomfortable in the ring. Tack on to this her unpredictability and power, and the fact that Lopez is coming up in weight and coming off a defeat. The signs are ominous for Lopez. To her credit, Lopez has never been knocked out, and although Dina certainly has the power to do so, I think Lopez knows how to survive. But I see Thorslund winning on points. Remember to jab that like, share, subscribe, and notification bell. Check out our Patreon page to become a Patreon family member where you will receive some cool perks. If you're looking for some new threads, we've got t-shirts, hoodies, and much more. So head on over to our Michael Akobi Pound for Pound TV stores. They can be found on Redbubble and Spreadshop. Join me on my travels and head on over to my other YouTube channel titled Barefoot and Free. There you can follow me as I traverse the many parts of our planet and occasionally get into a spot of bother. Nonetheless, it's always fun and entertaining. If you're struggling with some of life's obstacles and challenges, my book, How to Get Out of Life Traps, might just be the answer that you're looking for to help guide you through the difficult times. It's helped many get past some of their darkest moments, and it might do the same for you. You can purchase it on Amazon, where you can also find a wide range of my other works. Those works include screenplay to book adaptations, a fairly unique concept, with genres covering comedy, heist and revenge, drama, supernatural and crime, if that's more your cup of tea. You can find them by following the link provided. Thank you for watching Pound for Pound TV. Please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell for future updates. See you in the next one.